Hi, I'm Dave Layfield. Welcome to Affordable Housing Online's weekly Section 8 update. Every week I do a video report going over the most recent Section 8 waiting list openings that we've discovered here at Affordable Housing Online at apartmentsmart.com, where we've got a team of researchers poring over the internet trying to find the most recent Section 8 waiting list openings to keep you up to date. So I'm going to jump into the report. Today is Wednesday, April 1st, 2015. Right now we're tracking 121 waiting lists that are currently open, 5 that are opening soon, and 20 that closed in the last 30 days. You can get a list of all of those on our open Section 8 waiting list page on Affordable Housing Online. If you go to Affordable Housing Online, you can click on the button at the top. It says Open Section 8 waiting list, or just Google Open Section 8 waiting list, and we are the #1 result. All right, so there's a couple of larger ones that opened up in the past week since we last talked to you on Wednesday, the 25th, and that would be, ready for it, Atlanta suburban market, DeKalb County, Georgia. We've got a lot of folks from Georgia that are often asking on Facebook and via email whether or not the Atlanta area is open. The Atlanta Housing Authority opened their waiting list back in January of this year, and now DeKalb County is open. Or I'm sorry, it will be opening on April 28th. It will be open until April 30th. It's online only. It is a lottery. They will only be choosing 3,000 folks for that lottery. There is a local residency preference for anyone who lives or works in DeKalb County. So if you want any more information, you can check that out on our DeKalb County page. And we've got some links to the DeKalb County Housing Authority materials that are most relevant. And DeKalb County's even done a YouTube video on the application process. So a lot of helpful information on our DeKalb County, Georgia page. The other big opening that we just discovered also opens on April 28th, and that's St. Petersburg, Florida. Another market where we get a lot of requests for folks down in Florida. Not a state where you see lots of Section 8 waiting list openings very frequently, so we were excited to see St. Petersburg opening their waiting list. Again, it opens on April 28th. It's only open for 2 days through April 29th. It's online only. And it's not a lottery. It's based on preferences, and you're ranked based on preferences and then date of application. Among the preferences are military veterans, working families, elderly and disabled, and victims of domestic violence. You can see the complete details on preferences on our St. Petersburg page on Affordable Housing Online. There is another smaller opening that we found, but it's about a half an hour west of Fort Worth, Texas, that we'll bring up, and we're trying to get more details. But that's Weatherford, Texas. It actually opened on March 22nd, and it was hard to validate and verify, but we have found a public notice published in a local newspaper, and we've got as much detail as we can get on the Weatherford, Texas opening on the Weatherford page. We've also reached out to the Housing Authority to try to get some further information on that. I'll skim over a few of the other more important openings that are coming up. So let's see, we've got Mojave County, Arizona is opening on April 3rd. Rockford, Illinois is opening on April 6th. And Tempe, Arizona is opening on April 15th. Waukegan, Illinois is open right now. It is open until tomorrow, April 2nd. And the Vermont Housing Authority, or Housing Finance Agency, opened today as well, as did Island County, Washington. So there's several that are open right now that you should probably go and check out. Specifically, and in the questions today, we had a lot of people asking about the Happy Software waitlist check, potential security breach. So apparently, Waitlist Check, which is a site run by Happy Software, it's one of the largest providers of waitlist management software to housing authorities in the country. And apparently last week, according to a post on Happy Software's sites, sometime last week they had received a large number of, quote, probes, which means there was some sort of attempt to hack their site. And so therefore they've taken all of the waiting list sites offline. So one opening in particular has been affected. Stamford, Connecticut, I think was supposed to have closed today or perhaps yesterday. It's now been extended until April 5th because the Happy Software system went down on, I think it was on Monday, and it's been down ever since. So you've got some extra time on the Stamford, Connecticut opening. You can get details about that and links to all the relevant material on our Stamford page. Another housing authorities waiting list that is managed by Happy Software is Rockford, Illinois. They open on Monday, April 6th. It's unclear yet whether or not Happy Software is going to get their systems back online in time for that opening. We'll keep checking with Rockford Housing Authority to find out if there's any plans of moving that date, and we'll also keep monitoring Happy Software's system to see if and when they come back up. Speaking of Happy Software and waitlist check and data security, we've had some questions from our many Facebook users about that, and I wanted to just talk a little bit about what's happening there. We've reached out to Happy Software. I sent them an email earlier today with a bunch of questions, and first and foremost on our users' minds is when I fill out a Section 8 application and I provide personal information like my Social Security number, like the Social Security number of my children and my family, is that data protected? And the answer to that question is usually yes, it is protected. Most software vendors, and I'm sure Happy Software is easily among the group of respectable software companies that provide systems and solutions to housing authorities that have really good security. Unfortunately, hackers can be very creative, and some of the best companies and the best software engineers can deploy software that has security holes in it. Recent examples would be Home Depot, Target, Aetna Insurance, Sony Pictures, companies that everyone has a great deal of respect for, and companies whom have very large IT security budgets can still end up having holes. So when it comes to Happy Software and the recent attack, and we don't know if there was a breach. Hopefully there wasn't, and maybe it was just an attempt, and Happy Software is just being vigilant and protecting your data. But if there was some sort of breach, we will make sure to inform you of what happens. Another concern regarding Happy Software systems being down, because it powers so many waiting lists, and we're not even exactly sure how many, but I'm sure it's in the hundreds, is, well, if I applied the day before it went down, or the day it went down, right before it went down, did they get my information? What do I do? So we've reached out in the same email to Happy Software, asking them so they can better inform our users. What do folks do if they applied right before your system went down? Are they in the housing authority system or not? Will they be part of the lottery or not? Please provide us some detailed instructions to provide our users. So anyway, that is my pseudo question section of the day. I wanted to talk about that because it's a current event. It's kind of trending right now. So that's all I've got for today. We'll keep digging, looking for open Section 8 waiting lists. Keep coming back to our site. Sign up for our email alert where we send out every Wednesday afternoon, letting everyone know. And oh yeah, almost forgot. This past Monday, I did a post asking a question. What are the types of things, and why does housing assistance help someone's life, in their life? Why is it a help in their life? And I got an amazing response. In 2 days, we've gotten 1,500 comment responses. The post has been liked 6,000 times. It's been shared over 4,000 times. And I just wanted to share some of the great reasons why our users pointed out that housing assistance, including Section 8, is a good thing and is helpful in people's lives. And I'll be writing a blog article about this and publishing it later next week. But I'm going to go over just a few of the reasons why, something for you to think about. Number one, it allows you to afford more reliable transportation. We don't really always think about that, but if you're really struggling to pay your rent, that's usually the first thing you're trying to pay, so you have a roof over your head. You're not paying attention to your car. You may not be able to pay your car insurance. You may not be able to fix the flat tire. You may not be able to change the oil. You may not be able to make a necessary safety repair. So great point there that having housing assistance gives you the ability to have a more reliable transportation. The second, one of the other items people brought up was to provide a better life for your children, and that's really important. Your children need to have a stable environment. They need to have a safe, warm place that they can depend on, that they can call home, that they can play and feel secure in, if they're going to grow up to be successful adults. And actually, items 3 and 4 in my list kind of tie into that. Number 3, better neighborhoods. Number 4, better schools. And better neighborhoods, of course, are necessary for us adults too. You don't want to have to run from your car to your house when you get home at night, and you don't want to have to worry about someone breaking into your car or a bullet whizzing by. So better neighborhoods are good for everybody, but they're especially good for children, because imagine if your kids can't go outside and play because it is unsafe. And then typically better neighborhoods also have better schools. So better schools are perhaps one of the most important things, or the most important thing in a child's success in growing up and becoming a productive member of society, is to be able to attend better schools. And particularly the Section 8 program, called the Housing Choice Voucher Program, allows the recipient to go anywhere they want, as long as they can find a rental within the budget requirements of the voucher program, and they can live anywhere. They don't have to live in a public housing high-rise or in a low-income district that's highly concentrated with subsidized housing. A fifth item provides a stepping stone to a higher quality of life. Again, the whole, all of these things combined does create a stepping stone effect where the divide may have been just too big for you to jump across to get from being homeless to having your own home. So housing assistance can bridge that gap for folks and give them the ability to build their life in small steps and get a job and get some job training and get your kids in a better environment and get a better car and all these other things that can then translate to a better life. I'll highlight a couple more, and then you can check out my blog post next week to get the whole list. But hey, number 7, allow one to go back to school and improve your education. Again, part of those stepping stones. If you're no longer having to work 60 or 80 hours a week to pay the rent, then you might have time to go to night school or take some Saturday college courses at the community college or whatever. Again, that's the stepping stone effect. let's see. I love this one. My family is very important to me. My wife and kids are the center of my life. Number 11 allows one to focus on family, mental, spiritual health, and healthy living. Which, if you're not stressing out trying to figure out how to pay the rent every month, and you're not working 60 or 80 hours a week trying to pay the rent, you've got more time for yourself. You have more time for your family. You have more time to not stop at that fast food restaurant in between jobs and eat an unhealthy dinner. Instead, you can sit with your family at home and eat a home cooked meal. So lots of great input from our user base on that. If you've got an opinion, I'd appreciate it if you go to our Facebook page, go to that post, and let me know how you think housing assistance can help you. And now every week on Mondays, we're going to be doing a post, and we're going to be asking your opinion on various issues like that. In our hopes to try and highlight the good things that housing assistance does in this country, because too often I hear all the bad stuff. There's too much bad press associated with housing assistance, and none of the good things get highlighted. So I want to be able to take the time every week to highlight some of those things, and I'm going to start writing an article each week about it. So anyway, that's it. And this time I'm saying goodbye for real. I will talk to you next Wednesday on, I guess it's April 8th, and we'll keep scouring social media and the internet looking for those Section 8 waiting list openings. All right, have a good week.